Forget what you know about Kylian Mbappe. I have things to tell you that many people don't know about the French wonder kid. He's not just a superstar. He's a phenomenon built on pure speed, ruthless skill, and some truly outrageous stories. But behind the trophies, records, and pure striker sorcery, there's a side of Mbappe you've probably never seen. From pre-match rituals to ballerina training routines, here are 15 things you probably didn't know about Kylian Mbappe. And trust me, number 13 will blow your mind. 1. Olympic-level speed. Kylian Mbappe doesn't just dribble fast, he is terrifyingly fast. Mbappe once ran 100 meters in 10.7 seconds. That's faster than most Olympic qualifiers. To put that into perspective, Olympic sprinters train years to hit those times. And here's where it gets crazier. Kylian Mbappe's fastest recorded speed came during a Ligue 1 clash between Paris Saint-Germain and AS Monaco, one of his former clubs in the 2019 to 2020 season. The blistering sprint occurred during the build-up to one of the 3 goals he scored that day, with Mbappe covering nearly half the pitch to finish off the move he initiated himself. He raced past defenders at an astonishing 38 kilometers per hour on his way to scoring a goal. That's faster than Usain Bolt's average speed when he broke the 100-meter world record. The difference is Bolt runs on a straight track, but Mbappe does it while dodging defenders with a ball glued to his feet. Mbappe isn't just a striker, he's a Formula One car in boots. And his journey to greatness actually started with a plane ticket to Spain. 2. Real Madrid tried to snatch him at 14. Long before PSG, before Monaco, before the World Cup medals and mind-blowing transfer fees, Real Madrid tried to sign him. At just 14 years old, Mbappe was flown out to train with the Madrid Youth Academy. He trained at Valdebebas, toured the training complex, met Zidane and took photos with his childhood idol Cristiano Ronaldo. And the coaches were already sold. They wanted him badly. Even Zidane reportedly wanted to sign him right there. But here's the twist. His mom said no. He wasn't ready, not yet. She didn't want him leaving France at such a young age. Turns out, patience paid off, because that decision probably changed football history till this very day. Because a few years later, he wouldn't just join any club, he'd shatter world records doing it. 3. The €180 million move that changed football. When PSG snatched him from Monaco after his dominant campaign in 2017, they paid a whopping €180 million to make it happen. At the time, that made him the second most expensive player in history, just behind Neymar. And Mbappe wasn't even 20 years old yet. Most players at that age are still trying to crack the starting 11, but PSG saw something different. And unlike many inflated transfers, Mbappe delivered. Goals, trophies, golden boots, and Champions League finals, he became defenders' worst nightmare. Every cent counted, and he did it all while barely old enough to rent a car. Instantly, he became France's most expensive teenage weapon. And just when the world thought he couldn't get more impressive, he did something no one expected with his very first World Cup bonus. 4. He gave away his World Cup salary. Back in 2018, Mbappe was just 19 years old when he helped France win the World Cup. He was the breakout star, the future, the face of football. And after his dominant performance during the course of the competition, he earned €500,000 in bonuses. And what did he do? He gave every single cent to charity. That's right, the entire $500,000 went to Première de Cordée, an organization that helps kids with disabilities play sports. No media stunt, no big announcement, just quiet generosity. He said playing for his country was an honor, and that was payment enough. While most teenagers are buying cars and watches, Mbappe was changing lives. And if that doesn't show enough maturity, wait till you hear what he did next. 5. Youngest French player to score in a World Cup. On June 21, 2018, when France faced Peru, the ball lands at Mbappe's feet, and boom, back of the net. At just 19 years and 183 days, Mbappe became the youngest French player to ever score in a World Cup match. But that wasn't the end. He followed that up with 2 more goals against Argentina in the knockout round, and another in the final. Only one teenager had ever done that before, Pelé. And the comparisons came flooding in, but Mbappe wasn't flustered. He simply said, "It's cool to be compared to legends, but I want to make my own story." And spoiler alert, he did. 6. He outscored Messi and Ronaldo. before 25. By the time Kylian Mbappe turned 25, he had already scored more career goals than both Messi and Ronaldo did at the same age. And we're not talking preseason fluff or exhibition games. We're talking clutch goals in a high-pressure situation for club and country, most of them in top-flight competitions, including League One, the Champions League, and even the World Cup by 25. He had over 250-plus goals. That's pure striker sorcery. Messi and Ronaldo were still chasing that number at that age. It's not about dissing the GOATs. It's about showing how insane Mbappe's trajectory really is. He's not just following in their footsteps, he's lapping them. And yet, for someone who's breaking records with his feet, wait till you hear what he's doing with his voice. 7. He speaks 4 languages. Mbappe is fluent in both French, English, Spanish, and even Arabic. Mbappe isn't just a beast on the pitch, he's a polyglot assassin off it. He switches between languages mid-interview like it's second nature. He can give motivational speeches and advise in half the locker rooms on Earth. Off the pitch, it makes him a global ambassador, and on the pitch, it makes him the ultimate communicator. Most footballers struggle to explain their tactics in one language, but Mbappe can drop tactical analysis in 4. That's not just impressive, it's intimidating. But if you want to know where that confidence came from, you'll have to take a look inside his childhood bedroom. 8. His room was covered in Ronaldo posters. Long before the fame, the World Cups, and the transfer records, Mbappe was just a kid in Bondi with posters of Cristiano Ronaldo all over his bedroom walls. He wasn't idolizing actors or musicians. He was watching highlight reels of CR7 on repeat. The stepovers, the headers, the celebrations, he'd copy them all in the mirror. Fast forward a few years, he's not just playing against his idol, he's replacing him as the face of global football. From bedroom wall to Ballon d'Or debates. It's not just a dream come true, it's a full circle flex. And for a player that's skilled with loads of cash, you'd think he likes to show off, but actually, it's quite the opposite. 9. He's tattoo-free by choice. Here's something rare in modern football. Kylian Mbappe has 0 tattoos. Despite the growing trend of body art among professional footballers, Mbappe remains notably ink-free. And it's not because he's afraid of needles or undecided on a design. It's intentional. Like his idol Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe believes in keeping a clean image, staying focused on performance, and letting his football do the talking. It's part of a broader mindset. Discipline over decoration. No distractions, no flashy ink, just raw output. He's said before that he wants to be remembered for what he did on the pitch, not what he printed on his skin. Discipline isn't just part of his game, it's a defining trait. And when pressure's highest, that discipline turns into something even more dangerous. 10. He's never missed a World Cup penalty. Think about this. A World Cup with the whole planet watching, stadium booming, history on the line. And with that amount of pressure, Kylian Mbappe steps up to the penalty spot cool as ice. He's taken multiple penalties in World Cup play. In 2022, he stepped up 3 times against Argentina in the same final and buried them all. And you know what? He has never missed a penalty in the FIFA World Cup. Not even one. No hesitation, no nervous stutter steps, just clean strikes and keeper confusion. Most strikers flinch, but not Mbappe. That's why his teammates trust him with those moments. It's why fans hold their breath when he grabs the ball, and it's why goalkeepers hate seeing his name on the lineup sheet. Some call it confidence, others call it cold-blooded precision, we just call it world class. But the next stat proves it's not just what he does, it's how hard he does it. 11th, shot power of a rocket. When Kylian Mbappe strikes the ball, it doesn't just move, it detonates. His shot power has been measured at a blistering 134 kilometers per hour. That's not just fast, it's top-tier missile velocity. And these aren't wild knuckleballs from midfield. These are controlled, sniper-level blasts from inside the box, laser-locked into the top corner. That's a nightmare for defenders, and for goalkeepers, it's nearly physically impossible to react in time. His shots don't give you a chance to dive, they give you a reason to duck. And yet, despite all that power, what really makes him unplayable is ballet. 12th, he trains ballet. Yep, you heard that right. While most footballers are deadlifting or sprinting hill reps, Mbappe is doing ballet. Not for fun or flair, but for balance, flexibility, and body control. And it works. That's how he keeps his center of gravity so tight when he hits top speed. That's why you never see him stumble, even when a defender's clipping his heels. It's also why his movement looks so smooth, because keeping balance at 35+ kilometers per hour while zigzagging through defenders is an art. And nothing teaches body control like ballet. And that fluidity is exactly what keeps him standing when others would break. And speaking of breaking, guess what he's never broken? His body. 13. He's never been injured for more than 3 weeks. This one's freakish. In an era where even elite players miss months with muscle tears, broken bones, and dislocated joints, Mbappe has never been injured for more than 3 weeks at a time in his entire professional career. Not even once. Though he's had multiple serious injuries, no lengthy ACLs, no cracked ribs, no long-term layoffs. He trains smart, recovers smarter, and his body responds like a machine. His medical team monitors everything down to hydration, joint mobility, micro-fatigue. It's like Formula One level athlete engineering. His body doesn't stay down for long. He's not just fast, he's built to last, which is why he rarely misses big games. He's always available and always terrifying. And right before he takes the pitch, there's one voice he always listens to. 14. He calls his mom before every game. Forget superstition, forget headphones or warm-up hype. Behind every elite athlete is a ritual, and for Mbappe, it's simple. He calls his mom before every single match. It's been part of his ritual since he turned pro. Not a coach, not a psychic, not even a playlist, just his mom. A short call, a few words, maybe some encouragement, maybe just routine, but to him it's grounding. It keeps the pressure from climbing too high. It's a small moment, but one that keeps him grounded before he steps into the chaos. Even as the lights shine, the crowd roars, and the whole world watches, Mbappe stays connected to where it all started. And when the match is over, he's not done, he's just switching gears. 15. He reads 3 books a month. While other players are gaming or posting on Instagram, Mbappe is reading. He reads about 3 books every month, covering mindset, history, and leadership like it's part of training. Because for him, the mental game is just as important as the physical. He wants to be mentally faster, more strategic, and more adaptable. This isn't just about football IQ, it's about mastering himself. And it's why he plays like someone who is always 2 steps ahead of everyone else. Because while defenders are reacting, Mbappe has already read the page. So now you know Mbappe isn't just a speed demon or a goal machine, but behind the goals and headlines, there's a whole system of discipline, genius, and heart that makes Kylian Mbappe like no other. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments. Let's settle this. And if you thought you knew Mbappe before, hit that like button and subscribe, because next time, we're going deeper.